Hey everybody. Um, Tonight I want to talk about keeping it simple in surviving. I get a lot of comments that I need to add a life straw to my bug out stuff. I need to get some of those thermal emergency blankets. I need modern stuff. I'm not a modern type of guy when it comes to survival, because I'm not going to go out and spend 40 or $50 on one of those life straws where the damn thing could break or it can malfunction and the filter not work and I'm sucking in more bad stuff in me and I get sick from that straw not working, or who's to say what's in that filter that you're taking into your body. They could be some bad stuff coming off that filter into your body that make you sick. Um, so that's why I don't use that. Everybody says I need it. No, I don't need it. Um, like water purification pills, those are nasty. It makes your water nasty. It either takes like bleach or iodine. It's there's no harm in boiling your water. I'm going to hear people, well, what happens if you're on a run and you run out of water and you passing water and you need a drink? Well, number one, conserve your water. If you got to go a mile or 2 miles before it's safe for you to stop, rest, make camp, and start a fire and boil you some water, so be it. Conserve your water. Don't be drinking it all up, gulping it down. Take small sips. Um, that's the smartest thing to do. But I'm not one of these guys that's going to go out and going to spend all that money on all this modern stuff when I can clean out a soup can, put a couple of put some tie wire or picture frame wire through it, and I got me a way to boil water. It didn't cost me anything, and I have a metal cup if I need be to boil water in, or I got a stainless steel water bottle I can boil water in, and let it all cool down, put it in my canteen, and I'm ready to go. I mean, I can take that money and do a lot better stuff with that money. Um, Me, I'm not one of these YouTubers on here that trying to sell you stuff. I'm not trying to tell you you need to go out and spend this and that and spend $80 on a knife and $50 on a water pen, water filter pen. Not one of those. Nobody needs that stuff. You know, um, Use your mind, use your common sense. You know how to boil water. I mean, always have extra backups. Have you 2 lighters, boxes of matches, a couple of ferro rods, a couple of magnesium strips. If you're into that bush crafting stuff and you want to rub two sticks together, that's up to you. I mean, what happens if you're in the middle of a snowstorm or a rainstorm and you're out of water and you need a fire to boil your water, and you are trying to rub two sticks together and it ain't going to work. But that's just my opinion. I get a lot of questions asking why I don't have this stuff. Why I'm always talking about simple stuff like snare wire, picture frame wire turned into snares, or fishing, making simple fishing stuff. Simple works. If it works, why go out and invest your money into something more expensive? Simple works. So use it. I mean, I don't understand the logic in that. If something works and it's simple and it's cost efficient, why go spend money to what? To stay modern so your friends won't think you're a caveman? You know, if you go on an outing and they got all this modern stuff and you break out your cup and water bottle and start purifying your, boiling your water while they're sucking through a straw or adding their little pills or what, and they're going, what, they're going to laugh at you? No, laugh at them for the money they spent on that stuff. And when you're saving the money, and I don't know. It just, everybody, I've got a couple people tell me I need to get a hammock. No, no, I don't like hammocks. I try to sleep in them. And number one, if somebody comes up on you and you're enclosed in a hammock, they can beat the living hell out of you. Or if a bear comes up, or a mountain lion, or a wolf comes up, and you're in that hammock, all tucked in and everything, they can tear you apart before you can get out. What are you going to do? You're screwed. So hammocks are that's a no go for me. No, not me. Um, but a lot of people don't think about that. They see, you know, Joe Blow's got a good hammock, and they want to be like them. All this modern stuff, and they're just wasting their money. I mean, keep it simple. Get you a military wool blanket, dress for the winter, dress for the weather you're in, and have a good fire, make you a good strong shelter, and you'll stay warm. It's it's crazy, if you guys watch the channel, I try to keep everything simple, you know, just simple. Your food. I keep enough where I could set up enough snares where I got a good possibility of catching something, or I got enough fishing stuff where I can set out fishing lines where I can catch something. It's a gamble when you're doing that, when you're fishing and when you're snaring. So if you're going to roll the dice, make sure you got enough out there. If it takes you an hour to set up all your traps, all your snares, and all your fishing lines, so be it. Then you go back to camp and do what you need to do. I mean, people in the old days didn't have all this modern stuff. They had buckskin, they had hides, they had um, furs. They slept in and they slept on and they covered up with the shelters. You know, it's I don't know. I just don't need to go spend $20 on one of these emergency blankets that reflects heat and throw it over my shoulder and taking a chance of a piece of branch cutting through it, or the wind taking it and ripping it all to hell, when I can just buy a cheap plastic tarp for a couple of bucks, throw over it, and if it gets ripped up, hell, I'm not out just $1 or $2. I'm not out $20 or $30. Just again with those water filters, what happens if you drop it and it shatters inside and you don't have no other way of getting you fresh water? You're screwed. It's don't in survival, you don't rely on modern stuff. You rely on the stuff that you know works. Or if you see a pile of stuff, figure out what you can take out of that pile of stuff and make to work for you. I mean, back in the old days, they didn't have refrigeration. They made smokehouse. They preserved their meat. They dug rut cellars. They used logs, moss, and mud to fill it in so they could hang their meat and their vegetables in there to preserve it, to keep it cool. They didn't have refrigerators. A lot of people don't even know how to make a smokehouse, or don't even know how to make a rut cellar to preserve. And if you go hunting for big game, you're just going to waste all that meat because you ain't going to know how to preserve it. Learn the basics. Learn how to use what's simple. leave this modern stuff alone, and you'll be surprised on the money you save by just learning what's simple, using the basics. And that's me. I mean, call me a cheap ass, cheapskate, whatever you want to call me, but I keep it simple, and I've got a I got a real good chance of coming out the other side if anything does happen. It's That's my outlook. Like I said, I am no expert. I'm not one of these YouTube experts. I'm not out to get sponsors. I'm not out to get a TV contract. I'm nothing like that. I'm here. I enjoy doing this, but I'm not going to sell you guys to go buy you this. But like I said, I'm always getting comments. Oh, you need this. You need that. You need this. You need to spend $100, $80, $50, $30, $40. Why? Not me. I've got bills, I got kids. I'm not going to spend that type of money when I can manufacture something around the house that works just as good. If it's not modern, oh well. Modern society sucks most of the damn time. But that's my thought on things. Just keep it simple. You don't have to go spend an arm and a leg to survive. Survival, the ultimate goal is to survive and thrive as you're surviving. You know. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I know a lot of people is going to disagree with it, which that's cool. That's all your right. If you believe you need all this modern stuff in order to survive, go buy it. Go buy it. Go buy it all. But me, I'll keep it simple, and I'll be able to carry more to replenish my food source and stuff like that, my water source and or extra shelter when I'm not carrying all this and not worrying about if I drop it or rip it or break it or lose it. I'm not out all this money. That's the way I see things. But anyway, guys, I hope everybody has a good night and everybody's staying warm because it's cold here. But till anyway, everybody be safe. Bye.